Southeast Asian nations must boldly express their concerns directly to China if they believe their interests are being threatened. Anja Manuel, Executive Director of the Aspen Strategy Group, emphasizes the importance of open dialogue and urges these countries not to rely solely on the United States to address their grievances.
I think this is a really important moment for Malaysia, Vietnam, the Philippines, Thailand, all of the Southeast Asian countries, because you have market economies, you have well-educated young people. I see this from the CEOs and U.S. companies that I work with. People want to do business with all of you, and that's a positive thing. And I think there is a way through this complicated situation where the world will not be forced to take sides between China and the United States. So one thing that Malaysia, Vietnam, and others could do is when they see China encroaching in ways that they don't like, speak up and be honest. You know, don't just rely on the United States to make the difficult arguments and say this is U.S. versus China. It's really, we would hold out an open hand to China, and no one wants conflict with China if China does the same in return. So I think what we're seeing is that China is frightening us, and that's why you're seeing a reaction.
Anja also highlights the significance of Southeast Asian countries pushing back against any major powers, including the US government if they witness any missteps. She emphasizes the importance of constructive feedback in maintaining peace and believes that it is possible to navigate this complex situation without the world being forced to choose sides between China and the US.
And I think it's very important, and this is where your region plays a critical role, and that is, it is in everyone's interest, for the US and China not to have a hot conflict, and frankly, not even to have a Cold War, right? And so the more that your countries and your governments can say to the Chinese when they're overreaching, hey, you're overreaching, we all don't like this, it's not just you versus the US, that would be helpful. And also, you can push back on the US government if you see things that the US is maybe making mistakes. I think our government would be very open to that.
Anja made these remarks during a briefing with journalists from the Foreign Press Center International Reporting Tour in San Francisco.